All right, we're back in the arena, and it's tie-down roping time, Doug Young.
We've got some great cowboys to go in the order tonight, but the best one so far from last evening's performance of Rodeo, Morgan Grant from Granton, Ontario, at 8.3, and we are looking at Chad Johnson right now up on the big screen. The pride and joy of Del Bonita, Alberta, the sixth-place cowboy in Canada, backed in on his horse Pincher tonight. And cowboys will tell you that a tie-down roping horse can make you a lot of money. That's a former roping horse of the Canadian Professional Rodeo Association. We're down to the calf. Now let's tie the calf. We're having a few problems with that. Our cowboy is going to go ahead and finish, or is he? I think he will, to make sure that that calf is stabilized. It's not his night. You knowledgeable rodeo fans know what to do for him about now, don't you? Thank you.
Well, 21-1 for Chad, but you know, he was so outstanding out there at Morris, and as you pointed out, sitting fifth in Canada, been having a very, very good year. That kind of night is going to happen every once in a while.
Exactly. Our calves have to remain tied for 6 seconds. We've done that. That's what they're waiting for.
And at time, one more time, 21-1 for our cowboy. Kai Marshall, we met him earlier in the bareback riding and kind of bragged on this kid, and with good reason, because he is just one of our outstanding young talents. Number one in the all-around standings. You talk to Keenan Vine, our rodeo administrator, and he's very, very high on this young man. I am, and I know you are as well, Doug, and with good reason.
You know, he's a very good bareback rider, but this young man looks at home on a horse. You watch the way that he rides, and we invite you to watch this young man tonight and the cues that he gives his horse. This young cowboy gives very subtle cues to the horse, and that is a mark of a good horseman. Now we're back in behind that automatic 10-second barrier one more time. We've turned the horse around. We've measured the ropes. The rope in his hand, about ready to go. Good luck, cowboy. Outside. We got the calf. Hurry. Now down to Kai Marshall. Let's tie this one down, cowboy. Grab that front. Bring up the hinds. We need to make money. Oh, a couple of problems.
With the result that he's going to be 13-3 on the clocks. Our first two guys struggled just a little bit. You talked about Morgan Grant, not only leading the tie-down roping, but also leading the steer wrestling as we take a look at it once again on our supervision screen as Kai Marshall works his way down that rope. But here's where things just started to go south as he brings up those hind legs to wrap them up, and little bobble right there, and finally just wrapped him up, realizing he wasn't going to be in the money. He's been there more times than not, however.
Well, any kind of a bobble will take you out of contention at this level of rodeo competition. Here comes the kid, Dave. You know this youngster.
Well, he comes from my part of the nation down there at Nanton, Alberta, Logan Bird. 19 years old, and I don't know that anybody had a better cowboy Christmas than this kid. He has vaulted all the way to third place in the Canadian standings at 19. Probably doesn't shave yet, and yet this kid is that good this early. Watch right now. Logan Bird going to take dead aim right now.
This young man thrives under pressure. No problem here. A little further down the arena. But watch these fast young hands tie this calf. Look at that. All right.
Those are fast young hands, as you talked about. So he's in at 11-5, and I'll tell you right now, those hands, he's 19 years old. He's not dating my daughter, I'll tell you that right now. No, the calf got up before the 6 seconds that you alluded to earlier, Doug, had elapsed. With the result, it's a no time. That's a tough break for Logan Bird right there.
Look at the guy with the rope at the far end. Are you ready for this? How much money do you owe us now?
All right, let's go to Katie Lucas right now with the Rodeo 101 look at tie-down roping.
Well, the tie-down roping is called the most technical event in rodeo, and for good reason. The calf roper must remain behind the barrier until the calf is allowed its head start, rope the calf, and as he dismounts his horse, the horse needs to back up or work the rope. He must then run down the rope, flank, and tie the animal. Hands in the air signals the end of the run.
Just a moment ago, we saw a very intent look on the face of Dale Scottipole of Big Valley, Alberta. This man makes his living in the cattle industry. He operates a feedlot. He runs a herd of mother cows as well. This is something that he does every day on his ranch. This is a working cowboy. Watch this. Good horse, good cowboy. He's been to the Canadian Finals Rodeo. We got that done. Now, down, if we can be smooth with the tie, we'll make some money. A little problem getting him on the ground, but we're still in range. Good job. Good job. Now, that might be the mark of a veteran cowboy. He slipped a little when he threw that calf down. The calf came out, ran to the left a little bit. We can see that on the replay screen. Good, clean neck catch into the tie. Things look good. He went on with it. The time officially, 11.1. 11-1.
Interesting to watch Dale actually looking up at the screen, kind of analyzing his own performance right there. That is such a good cowboy, Dale Scottipole. Going to take us now to Brant, Alberta, and Stacy Cornette. Outstanding team roper, outstanding tie-down roper, where he's been a semi-pro champion over there in the CCA circuit on a couple of occasions. Just a good cowboy. You put a rope in his hand and good things happen.
Well, Dave, I had the opportunity to watch this young man grow up. I watched him practice at home in his arena in Elrose, Saskatchewan. Practice the tie-down, practice the team roping. He was 6 years old the first time he roped a steer. Now to the tie-down roping. We can put him toward the leaders at any time. There's a running calf. Uh-oh. You go ahead, Medicine Hat, if you would, please. Not his night. Thank you.
Well, here's a guy that I have been very, very high on all season long, because I feel like this might be the year that Lee Rombo makes his first, no, not you. I'm talking about Lee Rombo, okay? Because he may be making his first appearance at the Canadian Finals Rodeo come November up there in Edmonton. We may be watching him on our webcast and telecast right there at Rexall Center. So, Lee Rombo, sitting 7th in Canada, the Sexsmith, Alberta man, in behind the barrier right now, Doug.
You know, I think Lee Rombo thrives under pressure. Here is a guy that is cool as a cucumber when you back him in on a night like this. Now remember, we need to be 8.2 to go to the top side thus far, and we cannot make any mistakes. That might, oh no, that looked good. Too bad Lee Rombo's out of the mix tonight. The Sexsmith Cowboy goes down to the no time.
That's going to take us to a crafty veteran, Tim Williamson. Dutchess, Alberta, many times Canadian Finals Rodeo qualifier. You know what I love about Tim Williamson? He is always riding a real good horse, Doug. And you're a horseman, you know this guy, and good on that horse, too. He handles them well, trains good horses, just a cowboy.
You know, he's so consistent on the back of a horse. No matter what happens in the arena, no matter what happens with the calf or whatever, Tim's main concern is about making this a good trip and a good experience for the horse. So many times it's very, very easy to teach a horse the wrong thing, but Tim Williamson is a cowboy that always takes opportunity to take extra time to teach the horse the right thing. And this gray horse that he rides here tonight looks as good as we hope he works, and we'll know that in a minute or two. The horse has to have a good, quick burst of speed, and then the horse will be left alone to keep that rope tight, just snug around the calf's neck as the cowboy makes the tie. The veteran cowboy is backed in behind. He's watching and waiting. He nods. The calf is released. We're in pursuit. Thank you. Too bad for Tim Williamson tonight. We didn't expect that, David. That's a veteran cowboy.
Well, that's a no time for that cowboy as we continue to have our struggles here in the tie-down roping. So far, our fast man on the night, the 11-1 of Dale Scottipole, well off the pace set by Morgan Grant in that spectacular 8-3 earlier. Bruce Dunham, Saskatchewan Cowboy at 8-5. Devin Gurwitowski at 8-6 and Logan Hofer at 8-7, rounding out our top four. But we go from a veteran to one of the young guns. Kyle Lucas, anytime you're the son of a four-time Canadian champion and a Hall of Fame roper, Kyle Lucas knows what he is all about. He's sitting 9th in Canada right now and actually is written up in this month's edition of our Canadian Pro Rodeo News. And of course, the writer just happened to be his sister, our Katie Lucas.
Well, this young man has been coming up through Alberta High School Rodeo, through semi-professional rodeo, where he was one of our finalists last year. He sits less than $600 out of 10th place right now in the standings of the tie-down roping. Watch this. This young man is so quick to the calf. We're going to make some money tonight, Medicine Hat. Watch this. Uh-oh. Oh, good Lord. Oh, give him a hand. That is a very quick cowboy.
Well, he's 10-8, but he knows, and you can see the body language. The look on his face says, I should have been 8-8, or maybe even quicker than that. But right here, just a couple of bobbles. Doug, what happened?
That calf just slipped the bottom hind leg out of there on him. Too bad, and he had to jump back in there and do it all over again. Too bad. He is going to be a champion, David.
I agree with you. Yeah, I don't think Joe, Smoking Joe, his dad's going to be the last cowboy roping champion in that family. That's for sure.
And you know, Katie's a roper, too. We saw her at the Canadian Intercollegiate Finals last year. She was 2.7 seconds in the breakaway. 2.7.
I know, and she's a pretty good team roper, too.
Oh, yeah.
Our Katie Lucas, who does a great job with the interviews and the behind-the-scenes information. Yeah, she's a cowgirl. All right, well, let's go to Stillwater, Oklahoma. Trent Kger, graduate of Oklahoma State, maybe my favorite school in all of the United States down there in Stillwater, because I am a Oklahoma State Cowboys football fan, and so is Trent Kger. So we agree on that. Here's a guy sitting 21st in the world, 20th in Canada, 33-year-old. Went to the 2010 Wrangler NFR, so you know how capable he is. Let's watch Trent right now. Come on, buddy. Let's get her done. All right, got a chance to be fast right here. Oh, man. He just caught too darn much calf. That was one of those situations where it looked like it had all the potential to be fast, and then things just went awry.
It looked to me like there might have been a little too much curl on that loop. Didn't have enough slack out of it. The calf stepped in it. However, it worked out. It's not his night, whatever happened. Last cowboy to go, Aubrey, Texas. He spends a good deal of time in Canada. This is the #1 cowboy in Canada. We have watched him win so much money this year. This is Timber Moore. #1 in the Canadian standings, 4th in the Wrangler series of rodeos. Timber Moore is an excellent calf roper, and anytime he backs in, the championship is in jeopardy. Remember, that is still 8.3 seconds. Almost ready to go as he's got his loops measured on his horse down there. All right. Good luck to the #1 cowboy in Canada. Turns the calf out just right. No broken barriers here. Now we've got this one caught. Remember, these have been the hottest hens in Canada all year long. Come on, Timber. Yeah. Oh, that's good news. Everybody hold their breath. 6 seconds, David.
Well, and he was cutting some corners right there as we watch it again, and just how fast he was on the ground. That calf is going to stay tied for the required 6 to give him an 8-4 in second place. Nice job, Timber Moore right there. Aubrey, Texas. Oh, I like that a whole lot. How did you enjoy the tie-down roping, Medicine Hat? Great job right there. Timber Moore, 8-4, just 1/10 of a second out of the lead.